Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to repair some of the leg parts on a Toy Story Signature Collection Buzz Lightyear. So to start off, you have to take him apart. And so this fix is good for regular version or anti-gravity belt version. They're pretty much the same except for the computer board and the belt here. So once you've gotten these 4 screws loosened, he'll come apart, and then you just need to make sure you know which parts go where. So now I forgot to mention in some of my previous videos that if you're trying to replace the chest piece, make sure you keep the screws that go with that specific chest piece because they're specific to the holes on the chest piece. So some of the newer versions have longer screws or they're wider. Anyhow, so if you're trying to repair the leg part though, they have screws here in order to take apart the ratcheting joint. On the regular version without the anti-gravity belt, it had screws here that you could take off. You can sort of see where the holes are. I'm not seeing those screws though, so it's a bit harder to actually see. I'm not sure if I actually want to try and take apart the belt right now. It's interesting because the other version was slightly different. So I guess take apart these 2 screws here. Make sure you don't lose them. Yeah, so this is definitely different from the regular version because it has a totally different ratchet joint. Probably because of it has to have the wires going through it. So these holes here at the bottom, there's screws that loosen it. So you need to go ahead and take that apart. Kind of tricky though. Especially since you can't really see where the screws are. So I have 2 of the screws loose, 2 more to go. So what's nice about these buzzes is that all the parts are put together with Phillips head screws pretty much, or some sort of clip. So they don't have triangle screws or caps and things over the screw holes like some of the Disney Store buzzes. So now that we've loosened that up, you can see there's how you would take off the legs is by removing these screws here. So there's another 4 screws underneath that. Also, if you want, you can remove the anti-gravity belt button just sort of pops off, so it's a little tricky to get off. I've done it when he's not taken apart though. So if you're trying to replace a part of his leg here, you can probably just remove this screw and undo that part of the leg. If you're trying to replace this upper part though, you'll need to finish taking this apart and then replace both of these because they're linked together on the same joint right there. So they will pull off, but you need to replace both of them. If the bottom parts here are fine, you might as well take off those screws, and then these will come off, and then you can just replace the top parts. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments about how I did this, just let me know. And I can post another video if this wasn't enough information for you. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the other videos on my channel.